Hey, what's up, everybody? Ron Harris here. Today I'm sitting down with my son Christian. We're going to talk about his first bodybuilding competition that he did this Sunday. Before we get started, I want to remind you that tonight at 7 o'clock, I'll be talking live here on this channel with Michael Krizanek, aka Krizo, the big man from Slovakia. He's going to have a translator with him. You'll be able to ask your questions live tonight. So again, that's 7 p.m. tonight, live with Krizo in Pittsburgh on this channel. So first of all, Christian, my son, he started prepping back in early October.
I mean, it was like end of September, all of October.
Okay, I'm going to put up the Facebook, the Facebook stuff here while we're doing it. So it was a very, very long prep. You were about 165 when you started, correct?
Something like that.
And you ended up at 131 on contest day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he lost a lot of weight. I knew he wasn't going to have a ton of muscle. So the two things we really focused on were conditioning and presentation. And I think he did a great job of that. So I'm just going to run through some of these. You were super nervous, I know, but once you actually got on stage and everything, were you nervous?
Not really. No.
Yeah. 'Cause the work had been done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this picture says it all. The confidence you had up there. You look like you'd been up there doing this for years and years, and that was my goal. I wanted you to look really comfortable and confident up there. So, a lot of people they're scared shitless up there, and you were scared going into it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what were your main fears?
I don't know. Just being like tiny and judged upon.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, this was a natural organization, and I didn't see anybody that I thought looked suspicious. I think they were legit with the polygraph results and all that, and everybody looked like they were legitimately 100% natural. So, you weren't really that out of place at all. I don't think you were. There were people that were bigger than you, but here's the first class. It was 3 guys. Guy in the middle, he won this, and he won the bodybuilding novice. And I think he ended up getting his natural pro card that day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if you win your debut. Yeah.
So, and the gentleman on the left, I don't know his name, he was second place. He definitely had size on Christian, a lot of size. I'm not doubting that. I can't even say that I'm not biased because I am his dad. So I had him second because he was a lot leaner than this guy was. I wish I knew the gentleman's name. He was leaner and he had much better color. This guy he could have used a lot darker color. You can see the winner and Christian here. The winner's name was Zach, wasn't it? I think he said his name was Zach.
Was it?
It was Jake.
Jake. I think,
Jake.
Yeah.
Jake. It was his first show too. He was, I think, 27 or 28. They both had really dark tans from the spray tanning and stuff. So, again, I'm his dad. I'm going to be biased. But I thought he posed like a champ up there. I was very, very pleased with your performance. You didn't slip up. You practiced. How much? Talk a little bit about how much you posed. How much posing practice you've been doing.
I mean, literally, like if there was free space in the studio at our gym, I would do like 10 minutes there, and then every time after I showered, I'd spend like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. So it's pretty much an everyday thing. Half hour or 45 minutes a day. Did the routine many, many times. We'll show the routine eventually. The back shots, I told Christian, moving forward, competing and getting lean and dieting, one of the main benefits is if you're always in a permanent gaining / bulking mode, your body gets accustomed to all the extra calories and not doing a lot of cardio. You're going to stagnate. You're going to plateau. You're not going to make a lot of gains. People who compete and go through that process where you're in a caloric deficit for a very long time, for months, and we're doing all this extra cardio, then you switch back, which you'll be doing next week, to an off-season mode again for the first time since last summer, really.
Yeah.
Late last summer.
Yeah.
You're finally going to make some gains. Yeah, he definitely needs to make gains. I'll delete any comments that make fun of him, but he knows, and I know he needs more muscle mass. He is 100% drug-free, and he also has ulcerative colitis, which is a form of Crohn's disease, lesions inside your colon. How does that affect your digestion, your day-to-day? I think you got a good handle on it, but still, your mother and I both think you'd be further along in terms of gains.
You just don't even you don't get as much out of food as you normally would. Like you have to eat way more just to get from a normal portion.
Yeah, I don't think your body absorbs and assimilates the nutrients as well as people with a healthier digestive tract would. So yeah, I took a lot of pictures. It's a good thing because his mom took the video of the judging, but it's horrific.
Yeah,
she's
really
got
bad.
She's got a newer iPhone than me. I don't even understand it. But yeah, this was the OCB Spirit of America, his first show. I think that's his best shot. He's not my clone, but I do see some things. The traps look like my traps. The chest definitely looks like my chest. The quads, he has the same sweep to the quads that I have. A much smaller waist than I ever had. I showed him a picture that I have on my bulletin. Oh, did I not put it back up? I guess I didn't. When I was getting ready for my first show. Okay. Yeah. My waist, even when I was much, much smaller, because I competed my first show 5'8" and about 150, and I wasn't super lean. I should have been leaner. But my waist was, my midsection in general was much thicker than what you're seeing here on Christian. But yeah, that's the shot. This is my picture. The one I used for a thumbnail was taken by his friend AJ, who he was seated. Got it from a little different angle. I like his picture better. That's why that's AJ's picture right there.
It's more like diagonal from me.
Yeah. So here's a routine. Let's. I have to turn the music off, or else I'm going to get hit with a copyright strike from YouTube. I forgot about that for a second.
Yeah.
So we should have edited that a little better. But here we go. So here's the start. I know you can't hear the music, but just imagine what's the name of the song? It's
Bury the Light from Devil May Cry. Yeah.
It's from a video game. Christian's a gamer. He loves his video games. His computer's out of commission right now.
Oh, well.
He needs to take care of that once the show's over. So, yeah, I mean, you worked hard. You put this routine together by yourself. I made suggestions. I helped you make a couple tweaks, but Christian made this routine himself, and I think he did a damn good job. I think, like me, he's got a knack for posing. And, I would have just tried to make him pose exactly like I pose, which, as our gym owner was pointing out to him yesterday, it doesn't work for everybody. Everybody shouldn't have the same posing style. So that's how you end. You always got to end with a crab, guys. Always got to end with a crab. So that was it. Peace out. So there are the awards. Got a nice medal for both. This guy got a trophy with a little eagle flying on it. Spirit of America.
Yep.
And yeah, like I said, I know I shouldn't have even said anything on the on the thing about, I had him in second, but he's my son. So am I biased? Yeah, probably. But yeah. Third in this division, he did. That one was bodybuilder, like a first timers. This was just novice.
Yeah.
So he got third out of fourth in that one. So he beat somebody. These were all his friends. His friends all came out to support him, which I thought was really cool because this was it was a good hour drive down to Cape Cod, a city, town, whatever, called Mashpee. And these people are all, in our area, South Shore for the most part, right?
Yeah.
They all made the trip for him. So appreciated them coming out to support him. This was Cheesecake Factory. That's what he was dreaming of for his cheat meal after the show, was cheesecake.
Yep.
He got his slab of Oreo cheesecake. How'd that cheesecake taste?
It was pretty good. The chocolate was a bit too overwhelming. I couldn't even finish the whole thing.
Because you hadn't had junk food since last September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I tried to prepare him as much as I could, and saying, once you get these cheat meals after the show, they sit in your stomach like lead because you haven't had quote unquote bad food for so long. It almost feels like you ate poison.
Yeah.
Your body you don't feel good. It tastes good while you're eating it, right?
I mean, yeah, I wasn't hungry for 9 hours afterwards.
Yeah,
though.
it's like waiting for this kid to get hungry and eat again after that. We went directly from here to Awake, and I thought he was going to have to stop for food at some point. Nope. No, you didn't eat until. So this was this was around 1 o'clock.
It was noon.
I think we left around 1, and you didn't eat again until 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't hungry. Judging.
Judging footage is so bad. No, don't even bother.
Yeah, don't even. Okay.
No, you can't see any detail. It's
yeah, I don't understand because I have a 13 Pro. Janet's got a 14. She was sitting right next to me.
As if you recorded with a potato.
Yeah, this looks like an iPhone 2. It looks awful.
It's like 8-bit.
It's horrible. I don't know why it came out so bad. So you can't even really get a sense of anyone's condition, or now I'm like
The stick figures.
going on. Why she should have stayed zoomed in.
I don't understand what she was going for or whatever.
She's not a photographer. You know, I was a film major. I took photography. I worked in television production. You know, I've shot a lot of videos, training videos for MD, so I have a pretty good sense of how to shoot these things. And Janet, she's got many other skills that I don't have. It's like the one thing I'm better at, or not many things I'm better at than she is. But that's one of them. All right, so let's stop that screen. Take some comments. Congratulations to your son. Thank you,
Yes.
thank you, Raymond. Appreciate it. You sent me some physique updates after my contest this past weekend. I didn't get those. Maybe they're in my spam or something. Yeah, I didn't see that. Amazing. Your mom's flip flop. I believe he's a. I think you said you're 17 or 18. You're in Germany, and your avatar is a flip flop, but your mom's flip flop. So he's competing again this Saturday, same day as the Pittsburgh Pro at a show called the NPC Natural Massachusetts. It's the first time they're holding this competition, so I don't know what the turnout's going to be like. And of course, I'm sure all the NPC officials and judges who are at that show will probably wish they were in Pittsburgh, because that's like that's a big deal. It's the first time they're having men's open. It's going to be an expo. 17. Enjoy your youth, kid.
Yeah.
It goes by fast. It goes by fast. So yeah, Saturday's going to be a different show. He's going to be doing at this OCB show. You couldn't do two divisions. You couldn't do bodybuilding and classic. You can do multiple divisions. Like he did 2 divisions in bodybuilding. He could have even done open bodybuilding if he'd want to, but
Well, I think you could, because the kid that won in the teen for open bodybuilding, he's the one that won the entire classic physique.
oh, so they let him cross over.
Yeah.
I mean,
That short kid that was a bit like a shit house.
yeah, he was good. No, the shorter kid didn't win. The one with the weird looking green tan. It was the one that was a little bit taller.
No, the one that was a little bit taller, yeah,
Yeah,
but they're both on the shorter side, is what I mean.
Right,
yeah.
right. Bodybuilders tend
Yeah.
to be shorter. So at this one, he's going to be doing open bodybuilding bantamweight because he is under 143.25 pounds. I don't anticipate a ton of competition in that class.
I mean, I hope so. It's rare I ever see anyone at my size.
Yeah, I mean, bantamweights tend to be shorter guys, like way shorter than you.
Yeah.
The good ones at like the national level, they tend to be like 5'1" to 5'3", the bantamweights, because they're 143 pounds and under. But so he's doing open bantamweight bodybuilding Saturday at the NPC Natural Mass, and he's also doing classic physique, true novice, which is a division for the very first time you compete in the NPC. So Saturday will be his first NPC show. This is a drug tested show. He just had to send in his polygraph form, and you're going to schedule that. It's pretty far away. Congrats, sir and son. Legacy continues. Love OG's passing it. Yeah, I mean, I never pushed this on him, but he saw me in competing as a kid. My last competition was in 2013 when you were only 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
Something
13.
like that.
So, he saw me toward the end of my career. He went to a couple of my shows, I think, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't go to the last 2 because they were out of state. They were New Jersey and Pittsburgh. My last show I ever did was in Pittsburgh. And, he didn't like training in the beginning. He hated it, but I made him train. I said, you don't have to be a bodybuilder. You do have to exercise. Like I made him do martial arts until he got his black belt. Got that. He promptly quit the next day after he got his black belt. I think that day he quit.
Well, I got like the 3rd degree black belt. It wasn't just the black belt.
Okay, sorry. Taekwondo.
Yeah.
If you want to know what style. Yeah. Bruce Lee's style was the art of fighting without fighting. It's from Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
But then he started, I think I started dragging in the gym at 12, 13.
Yeah. Early. It was early. It was like before middle school.
He did not like it. How old do you think you were when you actually enjoyed training? Started to enjoy it, I should say.
14, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And by the time he was like in college, he really, really liked it. And that's where he finally started, feeling like a bodybuilder, I guess,
Yeah.
Didn't really start eating like a bodybuilder until when would you say?
20.
till he's 20 years old. He's
Yeah.
he's 25 now. Okay. We're in off topic. Thanks for finding out. I got to. Oh boy, water intake said going every half hour is pretty bad. Yeah, I said get that checked out. I'm glad you, because that's a simple. I think they just put you on an antibiotic for a urinary tract infection. It clears it right up. Oh yeah. So happy to help, man. Happy to help. Thanks for the 2 pounds, 2.5 pounds. Is that what that is? Or is it euros? Euros, I guess. Thank you.
One or the other.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everything. Yeah. Congrats, me. We live around passing the legacy. Yeah. Hey, you must be so sick of hearing you're so lucky to have him heard another coach.
Yeah.
Because, we go to a gym with a lot of bodybuilders and older people, younger people. It's a good mix, but, every time like I'm training with him or I'm training him, someone will inevitably come up like, oh, listen to your dad. Your dad's good.
Yep.
Person's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Good style parenting. You should do children do stuff something your parents should. Well, I mean, everybody should make their kid exercise in some way. It doesn't matter what form of exercise it is. It's as they have to be physically active. I think it's a form of child neglect or child abuse if you let your kid be totally inactive, just like play video games, watch TV, and just stuff their face. Like, I'm 55. I can remember when I was a kid. I'm going to say fat. The word fat is not a bad word to me. It's just a word. We would have like 1 or 2 fat kids in our whole grade at school back in the old days, like 1 or 2. I'm serious. Everyone else was like normal or skinny, regular or skinny size. And then now I think it's like half the kids are overweight or more.
Yeah.
So euros. Thank you, man. Appreciate the euros. How tall do you think you are, Christian?
Like 5'7.5".
Yeah, so we're the same height. I was 5'8", 5'8.25" maybe, but I've shrunk. Hopefully you'll stay this height for quite a long time. I think we could see Sims versus Keon guest posing. Oh, you're talking about the Pittsburgh? Yeah, I would say so. Is Keon going to that? I'm not even sure. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to be covering the Pittsburgh Pro. I couldn't do a watch party anyway because it's a pay-per-view. Remember, like a week or 2 ago, everyone was freaking out. They're not going to have a live stream. I said, relax. Pittsburgh Pro is going to have a live stream. You think they're not going to have a live stream for Pittsburgh Pro? They're going to. And I said it'll be Gilco, the best in the game. And sure enough, Gilco Productions is doing the live stream for Pittsburgh. I'll be busy coaching Junior here, so I will miss it. But I probably wasn't going to get the pay-per-view anyway. I was going to wait. What else? General take on who will win? Derek Lunsford. So I'll be doing our final preview. Giles Thomas will be doing our Power Hour final preview Thursday. Would have done it tomorrow, but my wife, I need to help bring her. She needs to drop her car off, and it didn't work out. So we're doing it Thursday. That'll be out Thursday. Again, I want to remind you tonight at 7, I'm going to have Krizo on. Krizo, live interview from his hotel room in Pittsburgh with the translator, because I don't speak Slovakian and he doesn't speak English. What's your son do?
Just work and work out.
So he works at Costco in the meat department. He took the civil service
exam for environmental police officer. I passed, and then they did a freeze on hiring. So.
Yeah, Trump is not environmentally friendly. He's got some policies I agree with them things, and some things that I'm like, ah. And he screwed over anyone that wanted to be like a park ranger. He cut all those jobs and programs. He doesn't care about the environment. He's going to be drilling for oil like crazy and letting the companies pollute and whatever. But
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. But I mean, he does. Yeah, we talked. I think his sister was talking to him a couple nights ago about at least volunteering it. We have zoos locally.
Yeah, I just had to wait till all this prep stuff was done to think about like switching paths.
Yeah, because he has a degree in wildlife conservation.
Yeah.
So he went to school for 4 years, UMaine for 2 years.
And 1 year.
1 year, sorry. And then 3 years at UMass,
Yes.
Amherst. And the last semester of Amherst was semester abroad in
University of Queensland.
Brisbane, Australia. So he spent 5 months in Brisbane. Yeah. Had a good time with him. He's 25 years old. I know he doesn't look it, but I looked very young for my age, and it used to bother me until I got older. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I look young. I know I don't look like I'm 30 or anything, but I don't think I look like I'm almost 56. So, it has its benefits. Yes, so we'll continue competing in the future. Yeah, I said 2 things will happen when you compete. You're either going to say, this is awesome, I can't wait to do this again, or that was interesting, but I don't need to do this ever again. Have you figured that out yet?
I mean, I want to do it again. I just want to make a big change.
Yeah, he won't compete again until he's made drastic improvements to his physique. He's got a stage weight of about 131 pounds at this show.
It's got to be like way more than that.
Yeah, I mean, he's well aware that he needs size. I'm aware, he's aware. We're well aware that he needs more muscle mass. He's got a good frame. He's got wide shoulders. He's got a tiny waist. I think your waist when you sucked it in was probably like a 25 and a half on show day.
Yeah.
25 and a half inch waist sucked in. When he blows it out tries to make a gut, it's like 28 inches.
Yeah.
So I never had a 28 inch waist in my life. Maybe when I was like 10 years old or something. So the frame's there. He just needs to add muscle mass. So that's going to be, he's not going to be on stage again for at least a year. Probably we're looking at more like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, there's no rush. He's already in the men's class. He's not a teenager. He's not a junior. So there's no rush anymore. Trump is going to wreck your country and also the world. Well, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't,
don't want to get into it.
It is what it is. He's our president for the next almost 4 years now. So we got to suck it up. No thoughts on getting the sauce right. No, not on the sauce, but I do want to have his blood checked, his blood work, his labs, and see where his test is at, because I don't know if it's optimal. And obviously, if he goes on TRT, which would be legitimate through Frontline Alternative, the same company I use out of Texas, a clinic, they're a legit clinic accredited with physicians that you do consults with. That's who Ronnie Coleman does his TRT through. They're legit. They don't give you, trend and stuff like that. They just give you what you legitimately need to put you in a high normal level. They don't put you in the what we call super physiological levels that a bodybuilder, an enhanced bodybuilder would use. But I do want to see where his levels are at, because if they're low and if we can optimize them, he would not be eligible for drug tested shows anymore. But big deal. He's not making a career out of this. This isn't, we're realistic. He doesn't have the potential to be a pro bodybuilder. I was pretty good. I didn't. I could have probably turned pro in a very, very fortunate situation. If I got very lucky, I would have been a shit pro, absolute shit as a pro. And he doesn't have those genetics. He's a step below me.
Yep.
So he's doing this for his own satisfaction, challenging himself. He's having fun with it. It's you against you. I said, we're going to prepare you the best we can. Then the rest is up to fate. We don't know who else is going to show up, what they're going to look like. You never do. You can just prepare the best you did. And he did. He didn't cheat on his diet once, didn't skip one cardio, posed religiously. I'm very proud of how hard he's worked for this. He gets girls.
Yeah.
What are you taking to gear? That's what everyone wants to know. If he takes gear, it's not going to be for a couple of years.
I'd have to be like 30.
I mean, he's 25 now. He's thinking like 30. I was 27. I had just turned 27 a couple months before I started gear. He's 25 now, and I had been competing since I was 19. So, I've been doing it, and I've been training since I was 13, 14. So I had a very, very good natural base. I had maxed out or close to maxed out my natural potential. I think he's still got some growing to do. I think he can put on. Our gym owner doesn't think he came out with this 9 pounds.
Like 9 to 10 pounds, maybe.
That's
all I got left.
I think he's got between 10, possibly closer to 20, before he's completely maxed out naturally in muscle mass. That's my belief anyway. If you follow natural bodybuilding, he doesn't follow any bodybuilding.
I saw people saying talking about Kevin Lerone being like, oh, you'll shit on Will Tennyson, but not this kid. And I was like, who's Will Tennyson? So I looked into it, and like this 30-year-old who just won the show. He looked great.
I think they're asking if I don't really follow natural bodybuilding either.
Don't.
I mean, he's more of an influencer, isn't he?
I think he was. Yeah.
So, congrats to him. No, I don't plan to cover it. I mean, it's a small channel I have here, and to get views, I have to focus on the big names. Like when I have someone like a Sean Ray or a Lee Priest, that's when I get views. Krizo tonight, I'll get some eyes on that. I'm going to be talking to Dorian Yates next week. So I know Will Tennyson has, but I don't want to just jump on the bandwagon like I've been pretend like I've been following this guy. Like I didn't make one video about Wes Watson, not one, even though everyone else did, because I knew nothing about the guy. I didn't follow him. I was only aware of him once people started making fun of him, making videos about him. So I didn't jump on that bandwagon. Low body fat will wreck his test at that level. Hope it won't be too bad. Yeah, I mean, I've seen studies where natural bodybuilders, when they diet down to contest condition, their testosterone goes in the shitter. So we'll probably wait a couple weeks before he gets his blood work after the show. I mean, so it can get back to something more stable. I don't want it to look abnormally low, like he's got no test. I want to see what it's really at, because he's not going to go on TRT if he doesn't need it. But if he does need it to get to high normal levels, I have no problem with that. He doesn't have a problem with that. Hyper responder on TRT. I blew up off 200. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're not there yet, but that would be exciting if he could. You know, I see how hard he works. He trains hard. He eats his food 5 meals a day religiously, drinks his shakes. It's sort of, I don't want to say breaks my heart. That sounds like it's a tragic thing. But I hate to see him work so hard and getting so little in return for it. He should be bigger than he is, because he puts the work in. He really does. You know, he doesn't train like a puss. He squats, he presses, he rows, he chins, he does dips. He works hard in the gym. And I'd like to see him get some better results from it. Does he eat enough? He eats 5 solid meals a day and a shake. He's obviously been lower calories for this diet, but you know,
I've been putting in the work. It just my body just doesn't really respond the way it should.
I think the combination of the colitis, the ulcerative colitis, and you know, when he got his testosterone tested last time, we didn't get the free testosterone test, which was a mistake, because the total doesn't give you the whole picture. But the total was 500, which isn't low, but for a 25-year-old guy, to me, that's not sufficient. I mean, I am certain when I was his age, my test was at least twice that naturally. Becky DeBorst from Stoughton. Well, I don't think she lives in Stoughton, but she's from the old Gold's Gym in Stoughton, 24/7. Yeah. Will T.S. hilarious videos, dry humor. Yeah, there's a lot of great content out there. I'm focused on making my own. If you're a pegging enthusiast, Peg Watson. Oh. No, I actually saw Wes because I spent 10 days or a week or 10 days down in Miami visiting. My wife and I went to visit our daughter for Christmas and New Year's. And Will was at that gym, Elevation Fitness in Miami. So I saw him a couple times. And I missed that whole fight that he's being prosecuted about right now. I was there that day, earlier in the day. And I think I missed that whole beatdown with Wes and his friends beat this guy badly by about an hour. I was bummed. Christian James Gary from Bayshore Athletic Club.
Yeah, it's our gym.
Bayshore, Braintree, Mass. Christian does a great job. Gym training. He's like, you're on. So I'll see you. Yeah. James was in there a couple weeks ago. I saw him training with his son. His son's a little younger. I think he's like 14 or 15, 14.
Younger than that.
You think he does not eat enough? I mean, you're basing that on his size, I guess, but
yeah, you don't know what I do. I'm sorry.
He eats quite a bit. He should be eating 6 meals or getting on a gainer. I mean, I don't want to put on fat. He did bulk up to 170 at your high point, right?
Yeah, but it was like didn't look good on me.
I mean, weight by itself, if it's fat, what's the point? If you're just going to get fat, I'd like to see him put on quality mass and hold some kind of condition where at least you can see some blurry abs. When I see people who say they're bulking and they have like a double chin and you could grab big hunks of love handles on the side, that, you know, like a gut, that's gone too far. That's not quality, because when you diet down, you're going to think you were a lot bigger than you were. And then once you get lean, you're going to, oh shit, that wasn't even muscle. That was all fat. It was an illusion. I was just a slob. So it's 13. Thanks, James. I knew he was somewhere around that age. Not be bro. It's before and after effect happening. You look cooler, younger. Did you ever tell a story with picture frames behind you? It would be interesting. Oh, I mean, he knows. It's just the one you see, the black and white one there. That's Per Bernal portrait he did with me and my wife for a photo shoot one time. This one over my thumb, that was a page from Iron Man magazine. I had a lot of pictures in Iron Man. I probably had 1,000 pictures over the years in Iron Man, but I was a writer for them, so I had an inside. That is Daryl Dixon. That's a painting that my friend Giles from UK sent to me. The Exorcist. I had another one that fell. I'm not gonna get it. It was another picture. Who cares? It's like you're right. He's definitely my son. My kids look a lot like me. I mean, with the tan, he's still got the tan hasn't washed off. He finally looks a little more Latino because he is half Cuban. Yeah, Janet's 100. My wife's 100% Cuban. So him and his sister are both half Cuban. But, you know, most people don't realize that because I guess the whitey genes dominated or something.
Yep.
Looks like me. Well, we both have short hair. Late question, Chad, if you would ever go enhanced, you're trying to go as far as possible. Yeah, we just actually talked about this a couple minutes ago, but he wants to keep going natural and reach his natural limit, legitimately say, this is as far as I can go naturally. And I don't believe he's anywhere near there yet. I think he's got 10, possibly 20 more pounds that he can put on before he even thinks about going on anything. He just talked about, he's 25. I know he looks younger, but he just talked about an age he might think about going enhanced would be like 30, which, most people don't wait that long. I was 27. I just said when I started, and that's younger than a lot of people. I know there's like 15, 16-year-olds on trend right now, but he's going to wait. He's going to max out his natural gains and work hard that way. So great, fantastic job. Thank you, Bipolar Mom and Criminologist. It's quite a combination, wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. So he's got to get to the gym. He's got 2 more workouts for this week. He did legs yesterday, his final leg workout before the show. Today I have him doing a full upper body, just a couple exercises for each body part, like 3 sets, just enough to keep the muscle full. Cardio today. Tomorrow's just cardio. Thursday will be another upper body circuit and cardio. Friday is a rest day, complete rest day, just work on the posing. He's going to get his spray tan again, and polygraph, we'll see. And then Saturday he competes again, and then he's done competing for quite a long time.
Yep.
There is a limit to natural. I mean, there is a limit. Maybe you haven't hit yours yet, and that's great. So keep going until, I'm not going to tell anybody to go on drugs. It's your life. Natural is the way to go. You'll be healthier. I always say natural bodybuilding is a much healthier way to do it. There are healthier ways to go enhanced, but it's not as healthy as if you never used drugs. Anybody, I've used a ton of drugs in my life, a ton of steroids, and I would never say that they had no poor effects on me. I'm sure I'm not going to live quite as long as I would have had I never touched a steroid. So it is what it is. Gotta get going. Okay, man. Thank you. Thanks for the Euro tip. Appreciate that. Have a blessed day.
You too.
Most especially it was epic. Thank you. All right. So yeah, he's going to get going to the gym. And again, I'm going to leave you guys tonight. Another reminder at 7:00 tonight on this channel, I'm going to have Michael Krizanek, live from his hotel room in Pittsburgh with a translator. It's going to be an awesome interview. We're going to talk all about his shoulder injury rehab and how he thinks he's going to do in Pittsburgh. We'll take your questions. So join us tonight, 7 p.m. right here with Krizo. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. See you later. Peace.